Former Secretary of the Navy Richard Spencer is firing back tonight after he was fired for the way he handled a war crimes case.
KCAL 9 political reporter Randy Page is here with Spencer's criticisms of President Trump. Hi, Randy.
You know, there really are two sides to this story, and it all boils down to this. President Trump says he's merely standing up for a brave warrior, but his critics of the military say their commander-in-chief has thrown a hand grenade into the orderly world of military justice. What happens when the president and commander-in-chief pulls rank on his Navy secretary, leading to his firing, and then tells a crowd of 21,000 supporters,
and just this week, I stuck up for 3 great warriors against the deep state.
And that former Navy secretary, in an exclusive interview with CBS News, has this to say.
I don't think he really understands the full definition of a warfighter. A warfighter is a profession of arms, and a profession of arms has standards that they have to be held to, and they hold themselves to.
Answer: chaos and confusion, a retired Marine Corps corporal told CNN, and that's just for starters. Today, fired Navy Secretary Richard Spencer wrote this opinion piece in the Washington Post saying in part, "The president has very little understanding of what it means to be in the military, to fight ethically, or to be governed by a uniform set of rules and practices." This all centers on the case of retired Navy SEAL Edward Gallagher, who was accused by fellow SEALs in his platoon of committing war crimes in Iraq. He was acquitted of murder but convicted of a minor crime, posing for a trophy photo with a dead ISIS fighter. And before a review board made up of Navy SEALs had a chance to rule on whether Gallagher should lose his coveted Trident pin, President Trump canceled the review board and issued a presidential order. Gallagher will be allowed to keep his pin.
It makes it appear like as if there's really not accountability, that if people violate their oath or commit crimes, there's a way out, and they can escape accountability if they get the president in their corner.
In his opinion article, the former Navy secretary said, "I came to believe that Trump's interest in the case stemmed partly from the way the defendant's lawyers and others had worked to keep it front and center in the media," referring to Fox News.
The special operating community has been put under amazing pressure to do amazing things, and they're amazing performing people. But there's ramifications that happen with that, and we have to build a system around it that has discipline. People look up to us and go, yes, they actually stick by what they say, and they take the higher ground.
You think in this case the U.S. has not stuck by what it said?
To date, I think it has, but an action like this erodes that.
Former Navy Secretary Spencer concluded his opinion article by saying, "Our allies need to know that we remain a force for good, and to please bear with us as we move through this moment in time."
There's a lot of military folks in my district who love the president.
Republican Congressman Mike Johnson told CNN it's important to remember President Trump is the commander-in-chief.
He is the commander-in-chief. He's ultimately the authority over all those military affairs. And I think what the president was concerned about in this particular case is the chilling effect that a conviction would have across all of our military fighting forces.
Tonight on CNN, retired Rear Admiral John Kirby said he's concerned about the impact this can have on the military going forward.
If other troops that are now going through the justice system for whatever offense now just want to appeal to Fox News or right-wing veterans groups or the president himself, is he going to get involved in all of these? Because he's opened up now potential Pandora's box he's going to have to deal with.
And today, the acting Navy secretary who replaced Richard Spencer took the Gallagher case one step further. He canceled the review board for 3 other Navy SEALs who were accused of covering up Gallagher's actions. Case closed.